In the faraway kingdom of Lavelia, nestled among blooming valleys and skies tinted with the softest shades of pink, lived a curious and brave young princess named Jane. Unlike other royals, Jane wasn't fond of grand banquets or glittering balls. Her heart belonged to the unknown. Old books filled with forgotten secrets, maps of lost places, and the thrill of discovering something no one else had ever seen. But more than anything, Jane loved her loyal puppy, Timo, a snowy white fluff ball with eyes that sparkled like stars and ears that always flopped the wrong way. Timo was her best friend, her guardian, and her partner in every adventure. One afternoon, as golden light spilled across the castle walls, the sky suddenly turned a strange, silvery gray. Clouds hung low and heavy. An eerie silence settled over the kingdom. That evening, an old man appeared at the gates, his cloak tattered, his beard long, and his eyes glowing with the sadness of centuries. He spoke softly, but his words echoed through the castle halls. The silver shadow has awakened. The light of Lavelia is fading. Only a heart that shines brighter than fear can restore it. The courtiers dismissed the old man's warning with polite nods and awkward laughter. But Princess Jane could not sleep that night. Something stirred inside her, a quiet certainty that the kingdom was in danger. And she, though only 14, had to do something. So under the moon's gaze, she packed a satchel with essentials: her compass, a small loaf of honey bread, a map stitched by her grandmother, and Timo's favorite blanket. She whispered a promise to the sleeping castle and, with Timo at her heels, slipped into the silver night. Their journey led them through the whistling woods, where trees whispered names no one had spoken in years. They crossed the rainbow bridge that only appeared in the mist and camped beneath a tree whose roots hummed lullabies from forgotten times. On the fourth day, they reached a glimmering cave at the edge of the world, a place untouched by time. A strange melody echoed from within, like a lullaby sung by moonlight. Jane entered, her heart steady. Timo followed, tail low but brave. Inside was a world unlike any other. Crystalline trees, frozen rivers that shimmered without water, and a sky of swirling silver. And there, at the heart of the cave, stood the silver shadow. It wasn't a monster, as Jane had imagined, but a creature made of moonlight and sorrow. It had the shape of a wolf, with eyes that reflected every secret ever kept. It didn't growl or attack. It simply watched. "Why have you come?" the shadow asked in a voice that echoed like a forgotten song. "To bring back the light," Jane replied without hesitation. "To help my people, to understand." The silver shadow lowered its head. "I am not darkness for the sake of darkness. I am the fear people ignore, the sadness they refuse to see, the pain they pretend isn't there. When hearts grow cold and people stop caring, I grow stronger." Jane's heart tightened. She thought of the villagers she had passed, eyes tired, shoulders slumped, kindness fading into routine. Even in the castle, joy had become performance. People had forgotten to truly feel. "But we can remember," Jane said softly. "I will help them remember. I will not turn away from pain. I will teach them how to see again." The silver shadow stepped closer, its body flickering like starlight. Then, slowly, it dissolved into particles of silver dust. A light burst from the center of the cave, warm and bright. Not blinding, but gentle, like dawn after a long night. When Jane returned to Lavelia, the skies were clear and blue again. But she didn't go back to royal balls and fancy gowns. She walked through the villages, listened to people's stories, and helped them rebuild what had been broken. Not just buildings, but trust and joy and love. She opened schools that taught not only reading and writing, but compassion. She started gardens for those who had none and built shelters for those who were forgotten. She invited artists, musicians, and storytellers to remind the kingdom what it meant to feel. And at her side always was little Timo, chasing butterflies, napping in sunbeams, and watching proudly as his best friend lit the world with kindness.